Okay, students, we are going to be adding and subtracting fractions today. This should be review, but if it isn't, pay extra good attention to make sure and ensure that you have learned these concepts today. Let's start with notes. We're going to start with adding 3 6 plus 1 6. Because the two 6's on the bottom are the denominators and they have the same number or digit, they're called like terms. When we add, we are going to add these two numbers together and we're going to bring out the 6 below it. So 3 plus 1 is 4, and below that we have 6. So we simplify all problems. For 6, one way we could look at it to simplify, what is a number that is the largest number that goes into 4 that also goes into 3? Well, I can tell you 2 does. Because if I do 4 divide 2, I get 2, and if I do 6 divide 2, I get 3, and my simplified answer is 2/3. Okay? Now on subtraction, same thing. I'm going to bring over the 6 because that denominator is the same already, and so I keep it. And then 3 minus 1 is 2, and I'm going to simplify. Well, 2 goes into itself 1 time, and 2 goes into 6 3 times, and so my final answer is 1/3. Okay? Now let's look at the next one. Let's talk about unlike terms, and I'm going to show you some nifty tricks to do this more than one way. Alright? One way we can do this is we need to find a denominator that both 4 and 5 go into. And so let's see, what is the smallest number 4 and 5 go into? Anyone know? Because the smallest number, if you want to check your multiplication chart, is 20. Okay? Well, 4 goes into 20 5 times. So I multiply the top number, 1, by 5, and I get 5. Let me bring my plus over. The 5 goes into 20 4 times, because 5 times 4 is 20, which means I multiply the top number 1 here times 4, and 1 times 4 is 4. And I add the top numbers together. 5 plus 4 is 9, and I bring over a denominator of 20. Now, just double check. There is not a number that goes into 9 that also goes into 20, so you're done with simplification. But I want to show you another way to solve this, just a handy dandy way. I'm going to rewrite your problem, okay? I'm going to write 1/4 plus 1/5 again. Now watch this cool trick. We like cool, right? I'm going to go 1 times 5 is 5. I'm going to go this way. 4 times 1, bring my plus over, is 4. And there you go. And then I'm going to go across. 4 times 5 is 20. Oh my gosh, look, I got the same problem now as above. And then 5 plus 4 is 9, and you bring over the 20. And it doesn't simplify. Alright, so we got to do this again. Now, 1/4 and 1/5. The like denominator has to be first. And we discussed that a moment ago. That is 20. So I'm going to rewrite this problem, and we'll multiply 4 times 5 and 1 times 5. And I'm going to come down here because I'm out of room on that side, and I'm going to go 1 times 5 is 5 over 4 times 5, which is 20. Bring down my subtraction instead of addition this time. And then 5 goes into 20 4 times, which means 1 times 4 is 4. Okay? And then we subtract 5 minus 4 is 1 over 20. And that does not simplify. Alright? Okay, let me show you the trick we just did a moment ago, okay? Let me rewrite the problem. 1/4 minus 1/5. I'm going to multiply, but you've got to go from this corner to the top left first. And 1 times 5 is 5. And then to the right corner from the bottom, 4 times 1 is 4. Bring that in your subtraction. And multiply across the bottom. 4 times 5 is 20. 5 minus 4 is 1 over 20. Look, the exact same answer. You guys have permission to use the method that works best for you. Now, let's look at mixed numbers, okay? Best way to do these mixed numbers for sure is to line these up top to bottom. So I'm going to rewrite this problem right here. I'm going to write 3 and 5 6, and underneath it I'm going to put plus 2 and 1/3. Now, the smallest number 3 and 6 go into is actually 6. And that denominator already has a 6. So I'm going to change this one. So 3 goes into 6 2 times, right? Which means I'm going to multiply the top and bottom here by 2. So let me rewrite my problem. 3 and 5, 6. Plus 2 and 3 times 2 is 6. 1 times 2 is 2. Now I can add these together. All right. 5 plus 2 is 7. Bring down my denominator, it stays the same. And then 3 plus 2 is 5. Now hold on a minute. We have something we call improper fraction here. The 7 cannot be larger than the number under it of 6. So I'm going to show you a trick. If anyone remembers this, to get a whole number, the number on top and bottom of a fraction have to be the same. So I could actually subtract 6 over 6 from here. And if I do, I'm taking one whole away, which I'm going to bring over to the 5. Okay? So that changes this to 6, and 7 minus 6 leaves me with 1/6 left over. And that is my final answer. Now there's another way to do this, okay? You can change these to improper fractions first, do the trick I showed you, and then change it back to a mixed number after. So let me show you how to do that as another option. So to do that, to make an improper, we do 3 times 6 plus 1, plus 5, sorry. So 3 times 6 is 18, plus 5 is 23. So I'm going to put 23 here and keep the denominator same on the bottom. Okay? Plus 2 times 3 plus 1 is 6 plus 1 is 7/6. Okay? Now look. Oh, did you see what I just did? It's got to be 7/3, sorry. I've got to change that in a minute. Now, you can do two things here. You can do the multiply across trick I showed you, and then multiply across the bottom and simplify. Or in this case, I can actually double the top and bottom here and get the denominator to match this one. And I think I like doing that because it's big numbers. 23 over 6 I'll rewrite. Double of 7 would give me 14, and double of 3 would give me 6. And then you see this here, add this together. 23 plus 14 is 37/6. And we simplify that back to a mixed number. How many 6's can I get out of 37? Well, 6 times 6 is 36. So that leaves me with 1 left over, 6 and 1/6. Okay? One thing left. Let's do this same problem, subtraction. All right, so I'm going to write it again. 3 and 5, 6. I'll line them up top to bottom. Minus underneath 2 and 1/3. Okay? Now I got to change this denominator before I can do anything. I'm going to rewrite the 3 and 5, 6 because we already figured out 3 goes into 6 2 times, and change this to 2 and 3, 6. Okay? Is that 2 and, no, 2 and 2, 6, sorry. 2 and 2, 6. Look at that. Now when we subtract, I get 1 and 5 minus 2 is 3. Over 6, right? And that simplifies to 1 and 1/2 because 3/6 simplifies to 1/2. So 1 and 1/2, and we're done.